everybody. Welcome back to the VMP Performance channel. I'm Justin, president of VMP Performance. Next to me, I have Project Snowbird. This is Rebecca's 2020 Shelby GT500. This car has a very fatal flaw from the factory. It has no actual intercooler reservoir. This little thing you see up here is, let me drag the spaghetti out here. This thing is just a fill point. It holds maybe half a quart of fluid. As you can see, there's one 3/4 inch line going to it. That's just to help you fill the system. It has these little hoses because it functions as a degas as well. But for repeated back-to-back wide open throttle pulls, some type of reservoir is crucial. We like to see anywhere from about a quart at the very minimum. Half a gallon to a gallon is better. Most of our supercharger systems, we aim for 3/4 of a gallon worth of water in the system. So you've heard me talk about that, how this is just a fill point. Now, what are we gonna do about it? Well, for quite a while, we have told people that our Odin ice tank that we developed for our Mustang GT Odin system will fit the GT500 with modifications. Originally, that modification was trimming the heat shield on the JLT. There's all kinds of cold airs out there now. Some of them don't use heat shields. The JLT, you can run without a heat shield if you want to. But we found out people were using this, and we basically wanted to give them some proper instructions on how to install it, just to make it easier to use. So the Odin ice tank system holds 10 pounds of ice, or about 1.25 gallons worth of water. It has multiple fittings on it, so you can actually run the water into the tank and out of the tank and benefit from the reservoir, unlike the factory piece that just has one large hose going to it. And it's got a large lid. You know, all this stuff that we've seen and we've talked about before. Of course, the large lid is for filling with ice. You know, this upgrade is not for everybody with the GT500, but if you are drag racing and tracking the car a lot, this is probably for you. It's going to help control temps, especially in the summertime. It's going to help control temps on back-to-back wide open throttle pulls. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a fatal factory flaw. The factory did a lot of things right on this engine, and it's just really our job to build upon them. Because, hey, let's be honest, it's pretty easy to run about double the factory boost. I just wanted to show you everything laid out here in front of the car. This is the tank itself. That's that connection I was talking about that goes to the intercooler pump. This is the return water flow coming out of the intercooler core under the lid. This is a little mounting tab that ties into one of the factory mounting points on the fender. We actually give you a little black ABS printed standoff to go there. There'll also be a bolt included. This is the bracket. This slips under the strut tower brace and then connects to the ice tank. There is a plug that goes into the top connection. The Odin supercharger system has 2 returns, but a Predator only has 1. This goes on the bottom connection, once again go into the intercooler. There's also a straight barb that goes here. We give you 2 rubber hoses, a hose cutter. There's going to be a couple caps and clamps in here as well. So that's everything you need. It's included with the Predator Odin ice tank kit. So let me get more into this here and tell you what we have to do to properly install this guy. Once again, more spaghetti that I'm going to be pulling out of the engine bay. There is a hose right here that runs to the bottom of the factory water manifold. Of course, this is our VMP billet water manifold with the boost reference and everything. So this hose right here, this is what connects to the fill point on the bottom of the reservoir. Hey, okay, so this was made for TV because this is already disconnected. Down here was connected to the factory intercooler pump. The big change to the Odin ice tank offering for the Predator is that we're going to include these 2 hoses with the kit. So one of these hoses is going to come off the factory intercooler pump, and you're actually going to want to use this side with the 90 on it. And the pump is pointing that way. And then you're going to run that hose up to the bottom of the odor and ice tank. So we'll show you that. But here, so the hose is going to come off the pump and run up to the bottom of the ice tank. And then you're going to take the second hose and you're going to connect it right here to the water manifold. And there's a lot of hose here. That's because you're actually going to want to run it down. And you're going to want to use the 90-degree fitting and run it to the side of the odor and ice tank. So even if you choose not to put ice in this thing easily holds a gallon, gallon and a quarter worth of liquid. That's just going to help the intercooler system cool and function so much better. Okay, so I've showed you how the 3/4 inch lines run out of the intercooler core, back to the tank, and from the tank into the pump. Now that we have a real reservoir on here, we no longer need the degas lines, as I was calling them, on the factory fill point. So one of those lines goes to the top of the heat exchanger or low temp radiator, and you're going to cap that off with a supplied cap. The other one goes to the side of the water manifold. We've got our VMP billet water manifold installed. Of course, we've got a plug installed in there. If you've got the factory one, you'll need to use a supplied cap over this because this connection will no longer be used. Check out the links below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you next time.